everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Mystical Munchies, featuring the Disney villains' devilishly delicious cookbook. We're starting this month off with the appetizer, Flotsam Jetsam Party mix. Let's go ahead and tell the story for this recipe real quick. Ursula's beloved babies are Flotsam and Jetsam, moray eels who do her bidding, including enticing Ariel to go speak to the sea witch after King Triton destroys her grotto. In the dictionary, Flotsam is defined as the wreckage of a shipwreck, and Jetsam is anything that has been thrown off a ship and washed up on shore. They're fancy words for bits and pieces of things, like the sweet and savory party mix. The beauty of making your own party mix is that you can make it anything you want it to be. Go with something salty, something cheesy, and something sweet to mix into your cereals, or go wild and use candy, popcorn, or Parmesan crisps. Don't be afraid of the hot sauce. The amount called for in the recipe is mild in the final result. For more of a kick, use up to half a cup of hot sauce and add a pinch of cayenne and a bit more sugar to the mixture. Problem is, I'm pretty much afraid of anything spicy no matter how I do it, so we'll see how this goes, but as usual, the ingredients are waiting for us at the table, so let's head over in that direction. I'm normally meticulous when it comes to getting the ingredients, but I like this final ingredient shot for me to be like, okay, let's run through everything one last time, show you guys what's all in the recipe, and let's also make sure I have absolutely everything I need. So, in order to make this recipe, we will need, I'll turn the cookbook so I can read it a little bit better, half a stick of butter, 2 teaspoons each of garlic powder and smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm sure somebody will come at me for the pronunciation. I tend to just call it W sauce to be done with it, but that's my attempt at pronouncing it. 1/4 cup of buffalo-style hot sauce. I'm using medium because I'm very much afraid of anything spicy, despite the recipe suggestions. 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar for this. 2 cups each of square corn cereal, square rice cereal, square cheese crackers, and pretzels, and a cup each of dried cranberries and chocolate chips, although I'm just probably going to end up dumping the whole thing in for that. But, as usual, let's move into the kitchen now, and we'll start putting this recipe together. While we have the oven preheating to 250 degrees, we're going to take a small saucepan over medium heat and melt the butter. I'll bring everything else in I'm going to need for this part of the recipe. I need the spices, garlic powder, and the smoked paprika. We won't need anything until the butter gets melted. I'm just bringing everything in now. The W sauce, which I'll go ahead and open some of these spices just so they're ready when they're ready when the butter's ready. Keep a very careful eye on that. I probably should have mentioned it when I was over at my desk as well, but in case we're hearing a lot of background noise, I have the air conditioner running because it is actually still fairly warm. It was 75 degrees it's 75 degrees as I'm filming this now, and it was in the 80s pretty much all day. So I had the air conditioner running while I was out at the game store today. Just getting everything ready here. Looks like we've got a perforation. I'm having a bit of a problem with getting the smoked paprika open, but I'm going to try to do this without slicing myself into pieces here, which would not be fun. There we go. Okay, so the smoked paprika is all good to go. Let's make sure there's nothing. Okay, I can take the sprinkler off. So the smoked paprika, W sauce, okay, melting is going at a nice clip. We need the hot sauce as well, so that can get opened. Here's our perforation. I'm doing all the opening stuff off camera, but before I pour everything in, as usual, I'll bring it on camera. Give this a quick quick shake. I'm so used to having cards and saying shuffle. I mean, it's kind of the sauce shuffle, I guess. I know it's really lame to call it that, but it kind of is. Alright, so teaspoons for that. 2 tablespoons of the W sauce. And we're going to need the brown sugar as well. That can get opened too. Okay. All right, we'll give that a quick little stir. Melting very nicely. Let's see, we want, okay, that goes here, this goes here. I'm just waiting, right now as I mentioned, I'm just waiting for the butter to melt, but I've got everything else I need for the next step of the recipe here ready to go. Put a timer off camera. Grab another wooden spoon out. Okay, once that finishes melting, which it's almost done, we're going to put in the next ingredients in the recipe. Right, does this want to come off the heat after the butter's melted? Does not look like it. Okay, so it looks like the butter is just about melted, so I'll go ahead and start getting everything else ready. So now we want the spices. We want 2 teaspoons each of garlic powder. The oven just came up to temperature to 250. So we want 1, 2. What the? I was not aware that was going to start clumping like that. We can get the garlic powder up. We also want 2 teaspoons of, once I get the sprinkler off, smoked paprika. So we want 1, 2. Okay, that can go into the dishes because I'm going to be ready to wash that. That can go up as well. Oh no, this isn't going to fly. Whoop. Wanted to make sure I got the little lid thing off. Because we want 2 tablespoons of the W sauce. Ruff will probably yell at me if I try to pronounce that and make a mess of it. 1, 2. Then we want a 1/4 cup of the buffalo style hot sauce, which I've got right here. And of course we've got a seal for this. Why am I not surprised? Ooh. You can tell how often I really use hot sauce. Oh, easy does it. Okay, that can go in there. And that will move over to the sink as well. And we want our 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm using dark in this case. That goes in as a clump, but that can't be helped. That will go up as well. And then we want to cook this for 2 minutes until combined. So we'll start the timer for 2 minutes. I was making sure I had another timer for one of the next steps coming up. The W sauce can go in the fridge since I'm done with that as well. Okay, that's a unique smell. Definitely nothing I've ever smelled before, but also shows you I really don't use buffalo hot sauce all that much. Alright, so there's the timer done. I'm going to kill the heat and get this out of the way. I'll put that aside, and then we'll move over to the counter for the mixing bowl. Next, we've got our large mixing bowl here, so now we're going to combine the cereal, crackers, and pretzels, and you'll want to omit anything that you might be using that'll melt or won't hold up to baking. So, we've got our rice cereal. We want 2 cups of this. Oh. Okay. Pour that in. Get that out of the way. Now we want now here's the corn cereal. Okay. We can move that out of the way as well. Two cups of pretzels. So I've got right here. Okay. Whoa. Right, that can get dumped in. And that will also definitely get out of my way. And 2 cups of Cheez-Its. Two cups of Cheez-Its. Put those all in. Then we'll go ahead and mix that up a little bit once I get the Cheez-Its out of shot. Admittedly, this is my first time making Chex Mix or Party Mix, whatever you want to call this. Okay, that all looks nice and combined. So now we'll take the hot mixture and we'll mix this up well. So we've got our hot mixture here that I put out of the way, and we'll pour it in. Okay. We can get that out of the way, and then we'll mix this up as well. Okay, that looks actually nice and well combined. So we'll come back with at least one, we'll come back with a baking sheet and shot. I might need 2, but for now, let's start with 1. We're going to go ahead and line up our baking sheet with some parchment paper. Which I'm going to do this, I just tore the paper off camera. Okay. Oh, for the love of God. I think we're going to have to kind of fold this a little bit so it holds, but I think that's the best we're probably going to do with this. So now we'll pour the party mix in. See if we need a second baking sheet or if we can get by with 1. I think, looking at this, we can probably get by with 1. We'll find out though. Yep, I think we're fine here with 1 baking sheet. Okay, cool. So that's all done, which means that can now go into the oven until golden and fragrant, and for about 45 minutes. So we'll go ahead, bring this over here, put it in the oven. I'll go start my 45-minute timer. There we are. Then we'll come back once that comes out of the oven and has a little bit of time to cool. The party mix has been cooling for about an hour now. Okay, it seems like it's breaking up. I was worried about how clumped it was getting, but I think it'll be fine. So we'll bring in the mixing bowl. See if we can get this all broken up and in here. I would just dump it in, but I don't want to have everything, I don't want to just have the mix go all over the floor. Because that seems like a really bad plan as far as cleanup is concerned. Okay. Seems like it's all working out here. Okay. Okay, that's all out. That's all mostly done. I will go ahead and wash my hands off. Okay. I can also get rid of the parchment paper here. I did that while I was throwing out the paper towel that I used. So now we'll take the cranberries and the chocolate chips. Find my scissors because those would be helpful. So we can dump them in. There are cranberries. Dump those in as well. I'll tip the camera up just a touch so you guys can actually see how the mix looks. And then we'll grab a wooden spoon and give this a quick mix up. Try to get everything somewhat mixed in. Maybe break a little bit of this up because we still had some clumps in there. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. So I will grab a little 1/4 cup serving here. Scoop some of this out. Put it in a dish. And then I'll see you guys over at my desk for the taste test. Admittedly, with the list of ingredients, the thing that makes me the most nervous is how much kick this is going to end up having, just because of the buffalo hot sauce. I used mild again to try to tamp down the heat a little bit, but let's see how it tastes and see what I think. Really, it doesn't actually have that much kick. It seems like it's just another recipe for Chex Mix. But let me get some of these chocolate chips and cranberries. Yeah, it feels like just another party mix recipe, but that will do it for this episode of Mystical Munchies. Next week we'll be making croquet croquettes, which looks to be deep fried potatoes. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.